Once upon a time, in a cozy little house filled with sunshine and laughter, lived a bright and creative 6-year-old girl named Ella. Ella had sparkling brown eyes and shoulder-length brown hair that bounced when she played. Her favorite thing to wear was a beautiful turquoise dress and a pair of comfy sneakers, perfect for all her adventures. Ella's imagination was as big as the sky. She loved to draw, build amazing block towers, and tell stories to her collection of wonderful toys. Her bedroom was her kingdom, a place where magical things happened every single day. But oh my, what a messy kingdom it was! Toys were scattered across the floor like colorful islands in a sea of carpet. Books were left open on her bed, their pages waiting to be turned. Her art supplies, crayons, paper, and glitter were spread all over her little desk. Ella was so excited to start new things that she often forgot to finish or clean up after her last adventure. She would build a magnificent castle, but leave the blocks behind when a new idea for a drawing popped into her head. It was a happy, creative, but very jumbled up room. One sunny afternoon, after a fun day of playing dress-up with her dolls and building a racetrack for her cars, Ella wanted to cuddle with her best friend in the whole wide world, her soft, fluffy teddy bear. She called him Barnaby. Barnaby had button eyes and a stitched-on smile, and he gave the best hugs. Ella looked on her bed, where Barnaby usually sat waiting for her. But he wasn't there. She checked under her pillow. Nope, not there either. She looked on her chair, on her bookshelf, and even inside her dollhouse. Barnaby was nowhere to be found. A little cloud of worry started to form in Ella's heart. Barnaby, where are you? She called out, her voice a little shaky. She searched the room again, pushing aside a pile of colorful scarves and tiptoeing around a half-finished puzzle. The more she looked, the more worried she became. How could her favorite teddy bear just disappear? It felt like a piece of her heart was missing. As Ella sat on the floor, feeling sad and confused, something magical began to happen. She closed her eyes for a moment, and in her imagination, her room came to life in a new way. She pictured her little red race car looking tired, its wheels dusty from sitting in a corner. Her dolls seemed to droop on the shelf, their pretty dresses all wrinkled. The storybooks looked sad, their corners bent because they hadn't been put away properly. Even her crayons looked lonely, scattered far from their box. A gentle voice, as soft as a whisper, seemed to float through the air. It said, "When we love our things, we take care of them." Being responsible means putting our toys away where they are safe and sound. It means keeping our books neat so we can read their wonderful stories again and again. Our things help us play and learn, and they count on us to look after them. When everything is in its proper place, it feels happy, and we feel happy too. Ella opened her eyes. She looked around at her messy room and understood. Her toys weren't just things. They were her friends, and she hadn't been a very good friend to them lately. Maybe that's why Barnaby was hiding. Just then, her mom came into the room, holding a glass of juice for her. She saw Ella's sad face and the messy room. "What's wrong, sweetie?" she asked, sitting down beside her. "I can't find Barnaby," Ella whispered, a tear rolling down her cheek. "I've looked everywhere." Her mom gave her a warm hug. She said, looking around. "This room has seen a lot of fun today. Sometimes, when things are a little mixed up, it can be hard to find what we're looking for. How about we work together to create some order? It's like a treasure hunt. Maybe Barnaby is just waiting to be discovered. Ella's mom had a wonderful idea. She called it the Tidy Up Game. The rules were simple. Every toy, book, and piece of clothing had a special home, and their mission was to help everything get back home safely. Ella's mom put on some cheerful music, and they started their quest. First, they tackled the mountain of blocks. Ella gathered all the red ones, the blue ones, and the yellow ones, and carefully stacked them back in their wooden box. It felt so satisfying to see them all nestled together. Click, clack, snap! The lid closed, and the blocks were home. Next, it was time for the books. Ella picked them up one by one, smoothing their pages and gently placing them back on her bookshelf. She arranged them by size, making a neat and colorful row. The books looked so proud standing tall on the shelf, ready for their next storytime adventure. Then, they moved on to her art supplies. Ella collected all the runaway crayons and put them back in their box, each in its own little slot. She stacked her drawing paper into a neat pile and put the cap back on her glitter glue. Her desk, once a chaotic landscape, was now clear and ready for her next masterpiece. She felt a little spark of pride. Her room was starting to feel so much better. It felt calm and happy. Finally, there was just one last area to check. A pile of clothes from her dress-up game that had been tossed onto the floor. There was a sparkly princess gown, a brave pirate's hat, and a long, silky cape. As Ella started to fold the cape, she felt something lumpy underneath it. It was soft and familiar. Her heart did a little flip-flop. She lifted the pile of clothes, and there he was. Hiding underneath it all was her beloved Barnaby. He was a little squished, but he was safe. Barnaby! Ella cried out with joy. She scooped him up and gave him the biggest, warmest hug she had ever given. Barnaby's button eyes seemed to twinkle, and his stitched-on smile looked wider than ever. It felt so good to have him back in her arms. She turned to her mom, her face beaming with happiness. I found him. He was under my clothes the whole time. Her mom smiled. See, when everything is in its place, it's easy to find the things we love. You did a wonderful job, Ella. Look at your room. Ella looked around. Her room was transformed. It was clean, tidy, and organized. The afternoon sun streamed through the window, making everything glow. Her toys were neatly on their shelves, her books were in order, and her desk was clear. It didn't just look clean. It felt good. It felt calm, happy, and full of possibility. She realized that taking care of her things wasn't a chore. It was a way of showing she cared. It was being responsible. From that day on, Ella made a promise to herself and to her toys. After she finished playing, she would always help her things get back to their special homes. She would put her blocks away, slide her books onto the shelf, and make sure her art supplies were all together. Sometimes she would even sing a little tidy-up song while she did it. Her room stayed neat and organized, which meant there was more space to dance, more room to build even bigger castles, and no more lost teddy bears. Taking care of her belongings made Ella feel proud. It made her feel grown up and happy. She learned that responsibility wasn't about rules. It was about love. Loving her things, loving her space, and loving the good feeling of a job well done. Now, whenever someone visits her room, Ella is so proud to show them how tidy it is. Her toys are always ready for a new adventure, and Barnaby the teddy bear always has his special spot on her pillow, waiting for a cuddle. Responsibility helped Ella feel organized, confident, and very, very happy. I take care of my things.